Hey, you're listening to Pink Pantyhose, where comedy meets feminism. I'm your host, Nia Brooks, and thank you all so much for listening to my podcast. You can do anything with your ears. You can clean your ears, you can pierce your ears. But the fact that you're giving me your ears to listen to my podcast, I appreciate everyone. I do not take your listening for granted. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So today, it saddens me to talk about this. I feel so torn between these two individuals because they're so important to me. I'm torn in between the two because I really want to be with you. And everyone is telling me I should leave you alone. You alone. I love LaToya Luckett. That was my jam back in the day. 8th grade, 2006. Hey. But okay, for real. Cardi B, Nicki Minaj recently got into a fight, according to Twitter, because Twitter is the source. New York Fashion Week, September 7th, Friday night. I was scrolling through my feed, and all I see is Cardi B, Nicki Minaj get into a fight. And I see the videos. According to the source, Cardi B steps to Nicki Minaj because Nicki Minaj says something about Cardi B being a bad mom, and Cardi was not having it. So Cardi B stepped to Nicki Minaj, but Nicki Minaj has top line security, and she wasn't getting through them. Cardi B was like, bitch, come here. Bitch, come here. Nicki Minaj was like, no, I'm staying right here. When Cardi B threw a shoe at her, Nicki Minaj was like, oh my gosh, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Because you can definitely tell Nicki Minaj's voice in a crowd. In one video, Cardi B is being escorted out the event, and she was like, bitch, say something about my fucking kid again. Woo, 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 woo. So Cardi B was not having it whatsoever. And this saddens me because, one, I hate violence, and two, I'm a feminist. I'm all about women empowerment, and I love both of these artists. So y'all get along for me. Y'all selfish. Y'all thinking about y'all beefing y'all careers. Think about Nia, how Nia feels. She doesn't want to choose between y'all, but I will if I have to. Don't make me take off my belt. Okay, for real. I'm gonna stop being silly. But yeah, before we get into my critiques of the fight, let's talk about why I love these women so much. So let's go back into time to 2008, magical year. I was in high school, junior. I was about 16, 17 years old. And this was about a year and a half from when I lost my virginity. Very traumatic experience, life-changing, and I was slut-shamed. I was slut-shamed for being promiscuous, and I really lacked confidence. And I remember listening to Nicki Minaj on Power 92 because I was listening to the radio late at night before I went to bed. And late in the hours on Power 92, they'll play someone like more trap, underground music. And they were playing Nicki Minaj. They were like, hey, this new artist. And it was either Shopaholic with Bobby V and Gucci or Freaky Girl Remix. And I was like, okay, Nicki Minaj, I'm with it. And I just fell in love with her. Nicki Minaj is so important to my childhood because she was so formative in my sexual identity. Because of Nicki Minaj, I have the confidence to say, yo, I suck dick and I like it. Shout out to Fellatio, balls and all. But Nicki Minaj was just so dope because she just gave me the confidence, like, don't deal with these bum guys, be about your money, look fly, all of this. And I loved her metaphors because when it comes to me and hip hop, I'm about lyrics, punches and jabs, blows. How poetic are you being? Wordplay. So between 2007 to 2010, that was Nicki Minaj's prime. I really loved her song, Getting Paid, top song. It's going down, down, Barbie, pushing a pink Ferrari. I raced through Africa just to see the safari. I am the baddest wolf in America, blacker than the Jerry curl. Just as Erica, the black Sarah Jessica. Okay, taking flight. And I also like Girls Kissing Girls with Gucci, Monster with Jay-Z, Rick Ross, Kanye West, and Up Out My Face. That song was super important to me because I was talking to this guy, verbally abusive. Another podcast, I'll fill y'all in, I promise. But he did not like Nicki Minaj, like a lot of guys. How you hating on a woman? She's making more than you, and you'll definitely want to have sex with her. Woo, woo, woo. Stop hating on Nicki. But that song really helped me when the guy and I stopped talking because I was crazy about him, even though he was verbally abusive. And that song got me through it. It's not chipped, it's not cracked, or just shattered. Yes, that song was bumping. But yeah, Nicki Minaj, really loved her. Still love her, but she's getting on my nerves now. But yeah, she fell off in 2011. After Monster, that was her last greatest hit. And I feel that because now she is more pop. ever since Super Bass came out. She's gotten more pop and mainstream, and I get it. Get your bread, take care of your family. Wigs don't buy themselves. Wigs don't grow on trees. But now I feel like Nicki Minaj is great because she's riding on the clout of her brand, of her name. And what I mean by that is, for those of you who are longtime fans like myself, if you see Nicki Minaj's name on a song, you're automatically going to listen because you've been a longtime fan. I'm guilty of this. Simply, if Nicki Minaj is featuring on a song, I'm going to listen because she has so many dope features. She used to go harder on her features than her own music. For whatever reason, maybe because she felt in competition or she felt like a woman, she had to like help other people out, whatever the case may be. But yeah, I don't think she's that talented. On Queen album, the Barbie Dreams, where she was talking about fucking all the rappers, that was good. That was old Nicki. That was fire. All this other stuff, like this Caribbean influence and all this pop, nah, baby, you can have it. I want old Nicki. Old Nicki, bring her back. I miss you, baby. Okay, so we talked about Nicki Minaj. Let's talk about Cardi B. My baby, Belcalis, Amazon, Yes, so Cardi B accidentally discovered her on Twitter back in 2014. And I remember she had a video. She was like, oh, a hoe never gets cold. Woo, woo, woo. And that resonated with me because in my early 20s, I was justifying my thoughtness. And it was like thotty 20s. And this is still true to this day. I'd rather be fly than warm. So I'm going to wear a midi skirt in the wintertime, most likely. You know, titties out, all that. But that video, I was just like, okay, get your little thought self. I'm with it. A hoe never gets cold. Yes. Warm blood, baby. Warm blood. But I officially discovered Cardi B on Instagram, just seeing videos. And I miss the days when Cardi B would make commentary, just be loud and ratchet and just be cracking jokes. And I remember one video, my favorite video of her, was she was making fun of women with a specific purse brand. It was like expensive purse brand. And she had the bag on her face. Like it was covering her whole head and face. And she was like, man, I fucked a fat nigga for this bag. She was making fun of women who just like flaunt their bags. And I know evolution, like people are supposed to progress and get better and better. And the real artists, they don't got time to be on social media. They in the studio, they on tour, at concerts and meetings, getting sleep, spend time with their family. They're just too busy to be posting on social media. But I'm just saying, from a point of nostalgia, I miss it. But yeah, favorite songs from Cardi B. Hands down, No Limits was the best verse thus far. Hands down. Hands down, hands down. Love No Limits. Also like Motorsport and Bad. I love seeing Cardi B at Coachella. And by seeing her, I meant in my living room on my laptop screen. She was getting it with Bad. Love the strippers in the background. Her twerking while pregnant. Yes, girl, get low, get low. And when she performed Get Up 10, I was almost crying and screaming those lyrics. One, because like I mentioned, I was traumatized in high school for being slut-shamed. So I just really resonated and connected with her. It really resonated with me how Cardi B was overcoming so much negativity with people judging her for her past decisions. Like I was judged for being promiscuous. So that really drew a connection between us. But two, that song was her telling a story of like how she evolved as in her career. So it just resonated with me. And then she was just on some gangster stuff, like just being mad at people, like stop talking about me. If you want to fight, let's fight. Love Gangsta Bitch Volume 1 and 2. And I really love Cardi B because her lyrics are not the best, but her work ethic is twice as good as her lyrics. So yeah, she may not spit the best bars all the time, but trust and believe. She gonna show up. She gonna book a concert, sell out tickets. She gonna show up. And this just goes to show how she climbs the charts, how she gets so many opportunities to collaborate with different people like Steve Madden, Fashion Nova, Amazon, at the Super Bowl, all that. So baby, I see you, Cardi B. I love it. Keep being ratchet. So now that we learned about why I love Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, let's talk about the fight and my critiques. First off, I'm not surprised by Nicki Minaj. 2010, she had the documentary My Time Is Now, and she said how she went to acting school. She tried out her auditions. And just seeing her being so animated over a course of 10 years of like all the facials and the makeup, the plastic surgery, and like Roman and Nikki Lewinsky, all that seemed very fake. I'm just saying. Some of the fakeness I like, you know, being animated, I really captured my attention, but I'm not surprised that she threw the rock and hit her hand. Just not surprised. I'd be more surprised if I just not surprised by her being phony. Second thing is I'm a little disappointed because they're major influencers in the media. Cardi B made a video. She was like, y'all stop telling me I'm a bad influence and a role model to kids. I'm not here to be y'all kids' role model. And this is true. She's an entertainer and she's just wants the bag to give y'all what y'all want, which is music. She didn't ask to be a role model. She was like, yo, my mom was my role model. I did not look up to these celebrities, and you should be your own kids' role models. Yes, but you still have a big platform, and monkey see, monkey do. I know this for a fact because when I was in high school, when Nicki Minaj came out with I Get Crazy, I painted my toenails pink because in her verse, she was like, got a couple pink toes in my sandals and some bangles all around my ankles. Paint my toenails pink. And I still love pink nail polish to this day. Love pink. And I remember when people had pink tracks in their hair. When Nicki Minaj first came out, she had the Chinese bang, the long black wig with the pink in the back. Like, a little peekaboo. So monkey see, monkey do. So just something to keep in mind. Like, your actions are teaching girls it's okay to fight, especially in professional settings, which isn't good. And on another tangent, thinking about fighting in professional settings, I'm not happy about that because that's your brand. First impressions, you can't redo those. I remember when Young Dolph was like, not Young Dolph, Black Youngster. He was like, when he was beefing with Young Dolph, he was like, I lost money because clubs, parties, shows, they didn't want to book me because they thought I was going to bring the violence. People shooting up stuff, my homies fighting. He was like, I'll never do another rap beef again. So I'm pretty sure because these are A-list celebrities, Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, that they'll be able to continue to grow in their career. But that's just something to keep in mind. You never know who's watching. But now if it was on the street of New York, hey, do what you do. At first, I was going to critique Cardi B as a mother, but I paused for a second for two reasons. One, I'm not a mother, so I can't judge you on being a mother. It's easier said than done from what I've heard. Parenting is very hard. And we're really hard on our women, our mothers. And two, Nicki Minaj, keep cultures and Cardi B's name out your mouth or off your fingers because social media, because you're not a mom. Shut up. I love you, but shut up. Also, culture, she may grow up to admire Cardi B because there's been some arguments like, oh, your kid gonna grow up to see these videos, woo, woo, woo. But culture may grow up to love Cardi B's ratchetness. Like, ooh, my mom was tough. She a gangster. She a thug. She don't take crap from nobody. I'm not either. So culture may just love Cardi B for who she is. I'm just saying. So that's not a valid argument. Like, oh, what your daughter gonna think? My daughter gonna love me. So I'm definitely on Cardi B's side. I'm just saying, one, because Nicki Minaj is getting on my nerves. Like, calm down. You have #2 album in the country. Stop hating on Travis Scott. Get your life, Nicki Minaj. But Cardi B, I'm so biased in this argument. First off, Cardi B is a human. You know what humans do? They have feelings, including anger. And two, Cardi B is a new mother. So she's learning how to be a mother, including dealing with people talking negatively about her and how she takes care of her kids. She was just responding naturally. When you're upset, you get angry. When you get angry, you throw stuff. You want to fight somebody. Also, let's keep in mind why we like Cardi B. Cardi B has been consistent with her brand. Like, if someone has beef with me, we're going to fight. She's been like that even before music came along. If you watch her interviews, she'll say that she grew up fighting. 6th or 7th grade, girls will always want to fight her. I think because she was pretty light-skinned for whatever the case may be. She was on Love and Hip Hop. If you listen to her music, Gangsta Bitch, Volume 1, and Gangsta Bitch, Volume 2. All she talks about is fighting, fucking somebody, man, getting money. Like, why are y'all so surprised about her being ratchet and trying to shame her for being ratchet? Newsflash, Cardi B is confident in herself, especially her ratchetness. And that's why people relate to her, because she's just outspoken, no filter. Y'all are insecure about yourselves. Y'all go live your lives over there. But don't shame Cardi B for being confident in herself, because this ratchetness and being tough has helped her be successful. Like, this is what people feed into and love about her. And let's not critique Cardi B and Nicki Minaj for fighting. Let's critique the environments in which we are raising our young people, specifically our young girls. Just this weekend, scrolling through Facebook, and some of the girls I work with, I'm a high school mentor, and they were talking about fighting and don't go to the dean on Monday. We're going to fight on site. Woo, woo, woo. I don't argue on Facebook. I had to message one of my girls like, hey, honey, have a good day. Don't get into any fights. Like, we're socializing girls that fighting is okay. So let's critique the Bronx and other hoods in this our world where we're teaching young people, especially young girls, that it's okay to use your fist and your knuckles to solve your problems. Or it's okay to argue, be loud if you got beef with someone. Like, let's critique that versus critiquing the people, because Cardi B is a product of her environment. This is learned behavior. That's all she knows because she grew up in the hood. So let's put systems and actions in place to help our young people learn how to solve their problems and have emotion management. Learn how to deal with their feelings and express their feelings in different ways that don't involve violence. But don't come at Cardi B because she just being her consistent self, you know? And she, like I said, she's new to motherhood. Let her be great. My overarching critique is, why are we cultivating an environment where society values women competing with each other? Landon Romano, he's a Twitter and Instagram comedian. He was like, people blame Cardi B for the beef. They blame Nicki Minaj for the beef. I blame society because y'all keep feeding into women competing with each other. In hip hop, there are so many males in hip hop. Prime example, you ask someone, what's your top 5? They're going to list numerous men. And nowadays, hip hop is not even that good. All people are doing is just rhyming to music, barely making sense. They're barely audible. There's not even a cohesive theme with their rhymes. So why is it that it's okay for there to be multiple men in the hip hop industry, but we only got one spot for women? And I don't know where Nicki Minaj learned this. I don't know why she intimidated by Cardi B. Two different people. Yeah, they both have Caribbean influences. They're both from New York. They both got plastic surgery, but they're different people. Nicki Minaj, if anything, you're sabotaging your own career. Cardi B is being great on her own. She's not even thinking about you. If anything, I'm falling out of love with you because, one, why you release your song Chun-Li and that other song, which I don't like, Barbie Tings, whatever, the same week that Cardi B, or around the same time, Invasion of Privacy came out. Two, why are you whining about having a second album, #1 album in the country in comparison to Travis Scott? Like, you're just getting on my nerves. Like, calm down. And now you're talking about Cardi B being a mom, and it's just you draw too much attention to yourself. Like, it's just making me fall out of love with you. But there is no competition. What is for you is for you. And we need more representation of women in hip hop because y'all know from example that it's super hard to make it in this industry, this male-dominated industry. So we got to stop fighting. We got to stop competing. Let's put each other on. Let's collaborate. Let's stop having people make fools of us, and let's uplift each other. But yep, that's my thoughts. Stop the violence and make money moves. Okay. Love y'all. Thank y'all so much for listening to my podcast, Pink Pantyhose, where comedy meets feminism. I'm your host, Nia Brooks.